Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. We're going to do another old school review for you today. It is WrestleMania season and we're going to have a look 30 years into the past like a magical time machine. We're going to take you back to WrestleMania 5 in Atlantic City. It was in the Trump Plaza and it took place on April the 2nd, 1989 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Yeah, there we go. So I've got all that out of the way. We're going to go through everything that happened. It's less screwy than WrestleMania 4 if you've watched that video. If you haven't, go and watch it. And yeah, just better paced really. It's much better pay-per-view. It's not great, but it's much better pay-per-view. So you can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram and leave us a comment and do all that kind of stuff. We're going to get straight into it because I've got to go to work very, very soon and I want to get this video done for your viewing pleasure. So join us for WrestleMania 5 and the review, old school style, on Cheap Shot Entertainment. So in WrestleMania fashion we get a rendition of America the Beautiful. I think they must have spent all of the budget on hiring Trump Plaza and filling the pockets of the future President of the United States, because they got the women's champion Rockin' Robin to sing this one. Rather than putting her in a match, they got her to sing the national anthem. Can you imagine at WrestleMania 35 if you got Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, to sing the national anthem? Like, come on. Like, come on. How did you mess that budget up? You got Ray Charles. And later on in the show we get Run DMC. So did you blow the budget on that? Come on, WWE, you're better than that. Or are you? I don't know, I'm starting to wonder. But yeah, Rockin' Robin did as good a job singing the American national anthem as she could. And it's like, yeah, Rockin' Robin, got a spot for you on WrestleMania. Oh, brilliant, am I going to be in a match? No. You're going to sing the national anthem. Can you imagine Vince McMahon? You're going to sing the national anthem, damn it. Sorry, I went full Vince McMahon then. So we're here at WrestleMania 5. I am Vince Kennedy McMahon. And we're going to go straight into the first match. It is King Haku who won the King of the Ring tournament. Yes, it happened way before it was put into a pay-per-view, and he was the original winner of the was it? I think it might have been Harley Race who won it first, and then King Haku beat Harley Race to become the king. He gets carried down to the ring on a chair on the shoulders of some people that looked really annoyed that they were having to carry this 300-pound behemoth down to the ring, even though he had legs. And he's going against Hercules, who's newly turned face. He is the Herc, as it were. Incidentally, The Rock would be in a film known as Hercules, which was also terrible. Anyway, so Hercules utilises his strength in this one. Haku's no slouch when it comes to strength, and certainly no slouch when it comes to wrestling. But it was Hercules who would win utilising a belly to back with a bridge for the pin. That's unheard of. Hercules, big guy, very well built, shall we say. Right. Bridge pin, quite impressive. Not a full bridge, not kind of like the bridge you get from a Mr. Perfect or anything like that, but still quite impressive. Manages to roll his shoulder up just before the 3 count and beats King Haku to win that first match. Moving on to the second match, it is the Twin Towers, which is the Big Boss Man and Akeem, the African Dream Akeem, formerly known as the One Man Gang. Imagine how that conversation went. Yeah, we really liked your character. I'm Vince McMahon. We really liked your character as the one-man gang. But we're going to turn you African and we're going to dress you in primary colours and then we're going to make you heel, brother. No, that's Hulk Hogan. No, not Vince McMahon. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it. Yeah, that kind of conversation. Yeah, we're going to repackage you and we're going to make you African and all that kind of stuff, you know, like just because. Anyway, yeah, the Twin Towers go against the Rockers. A very young looking Shawn Michaels had big blonde locks along with his partner Marty Jannetty, and we all know who triumphed in that tag team, and it was Marty Jannetty because he got took through that barbershop window and became famous for just that. But Shawn Michaels will go on to become multiple time champion and form DX with Triple H. Anyway, the Twin Towers win. Akeem hits an Air Africa, which is basically a big splash, to Shawn Michaels after the Bossman reverses a top rope move. So Bossman catches Shawn Michaels, plants him, Air Africa, bang. Jobs are good and finished. The Twin Towers beat the Rockers. And we get to see Ted DiBiase again next in a lower mid-card match against Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He wants to cut some hair. He doesn't get to cut some hair because we get a double count out. Less screwy finishes than WrestleMania 4 and so far more entertaining with the matches because there's not as many of them. Yeah, a bit of a match that. If I was going to put a piss break match banner on, I'd probably put it now. Yeah. Two guys who are very well known for their characters. DiBiase is very well known for his technical prowess. Brutus Bob Beefcake not so much, but still known as a big player in the wrestling world back in the day. Put on a really rubbish match, to be fair. Like, they knew they were going lower mid-card. They just had this conversation saying, oh yeah, we can't be bothered. We're going to get paid anyway. When you get to that point, you know there's no point. You know what I mean? Anyway, we'd have a tag team match next. We would see the fabulous Rougeau brothers and the Bushwhackers. Incidentally, there was a package before this with Lord Alfred Hayes reporting from the annual brunch at WrestleMania. He had a interview, so to speak, with the Bushwhackers, who would mumble their way through the interview as they were chewing on turkey legs. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Now, promotional? I just realised what I said. Anyway, yeah, double stomach breaker from I think the Bushwhackers, as Raymond was talking to Jimmy Hart on Jock for the win. Fabulous Rougeaus, yeah, really sort of. How can you describe the Fabulous Rougeaus? Yeah, I think Jacques Rougeau is still working for the company as a commentator of the French announce table, Sacre Bleu, and yeah, Jimmy Hart was their manager. Don't quite know where that association came into, but I love his jackets; they're brilliant. So yeah, Jacques would get the pin. Jacques would be pinned by the Bushwhackers in this one. Hashtag pin for the win. The Bushwhackers win. Hashtag pin for the win. The Bushwhackers win. Boom, 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 boom. So we next get to see a glimpse of the future. It is Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig versus the Blue Blazer. It was really strange to see the Blue Blazer in this match, WrestleMania 5, considering, bless him, that's how Owen Hart went out, dressed as the Blue Blazer, coming down from the rafters as a superhero. Sad times in '99 with Owen Hart, but we get to see him here and we get to see a glimpse of why he was so well thought of as a technical wrestler and a character as well. because we get to see the best of Owen Hart. I was wondering, because I know there's a couple of iterations of the Blue Blazer, but I was wondering whether this was Owen Hart or not. But as the match progressed, you could tell from the style that Owen Hart had in the ring that this was fully Owen Hart. So yeah, perfect plex for the win by Curt Hennig after the Blue Blazer gives a good account of himself. Very relative newcomer in the WWE at this point as well. So yeah, Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, hits the perfect plex for the win. We next get a rather performance from Run DMC. I'm not quite sure what they were singing, WrestleMania, something like that. Blow the budget on Run DMC halfway through. Can't get someone to sing the national anthem. Well done, WWE. Yeah, so we'll gloss over that. As much as I like Run DMC, they absolutely bombed in Atlantic City. Don't think they appreciated it, which is a shame, because I believe they're actually from New York. So yeah. Whew. Yeah, so we next get a 3-on-2 handicap match. It is Demolition versus the Powers of Pain and Mr. Fuji. Of course, the storyline behind that, Mr. Fuji was Demolition's manager. He turned his back on Demolition. The Powers of Pain then picked Mr. Fuji up, and he went with them as their manager. So that's how we have this 3-on-2 handicap match. Mr. Fuji, obviously quite an accomplished wrestler back in the day. Should I say back in the day, because this was 30 years ago, and Mr. Fuji probably wrestled another 30 years before that. And it would be Demolition who would pick up the win in this match with a double team on Mr. Fuji and gain retribution for the treacherous Mr. Fuji's actions against Demolition. Yeah, double team on Mr. Fuji, flying top rope splash thingy on the knee, the Demolition Destroyer or whatever it's called, to retain their tag team championships. Of course, Demolition are the tag team champions at this point. We move on to the next match, which is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Dino Bravo with Frenchie Martin versus Rugged Ronnie Garvin, a match that would not last very long. Rugged Ronnie, one of my personal favourites as a lower mid-carder. Because of the Garvin Stomp. I love the Garvin Stomp. It's you can see Randy Orton doing that nowadays. Every limb, stomp on it. Love it. So side suplex by Dino Bravo for the win. Lots of side suplex wins here in this match. Incidentally, Rugged Ronnie Garvin would attack Dino Bravo after the match and beat up Frenchie Martin because he lost. So there you go. That's that, isn't it? Anyway, moving on to the next match. We have, see Garvin Stomp on Frenchie Martin. So we got to see the Garvin Stomp. It is the Brainbusters next versus Strike Force. Strike Force reformed after losing the championships at WrestleMania 4 to Demolition, who still hold the titles now. Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Very much reminiscent of the Revival, who model their style on the Brainbusters. Of course, the Brainbusters are a little bit more successful and less jobbed out than the Revival, which is a damn shame because the Revival are awesome. Anyway, a spike pile driver on Santana would win the match for the Brainbusters after Martel walks out on his partner, turning full heel, and we get to see the model Rick Martel for the first time as he gets his air of arrogance as Martel loses. So your winners in this tag team match are the Brainbusters, and we get the second split up of Strike Force. Never one of my favourite teams. Bit too babyfacey for me, even back in the day. Got to remember though, I was only like 4 at this point, 5, So I wasn't really watching wrestling so much at this point. Certainly American wrestling, we couldn't get it over here. So yeah, we then get a great segment with Piper's Pit. One of the highlights of WrestleMania 5 is Morton Downey Jr. Not quite sure what he is in terms of celebrity. He comes down to the ring smoking a fag, much like the slobs from Harry Enfield and Chums. Great show. If you've got Netflix, go and watch it. So yeah, Piper's Pit segment with Brother Love, who took over Piper's Pit. Piper then comes down to the ring after Brother Love can't gain control of Morton Downey Jr., who's smoking like a chimney. Basically, Piper just asks Downey Jr. to put out his cigarette or not blow smoke in his face several times, and then he reveals a fire extinguisher and sprays it in his face. And yes, great segment. Went on a little bit too long. Bit of a pacing issue here on WrestleMania 5 as well, but yeah, great segment. The times I've wanted to do that, working as a doorman with people smoking in front of you back in the day. I say back in the day like it was, 30 years ago, wasn't it? It was only 10 years ago that it went out. And you couldn't smoke inside, you had to go outside to smoke. But yeah, great segment. Everything we've come to love and know about Rowdy Roddy Piper in one segment. Sprays him with the fire extinguisher, and we move on to the next match. So we next get a highlights package of how the Mega Powers exploded. Great build up again over a year. Macho Man winning the title, and then forming the Mega Powers with Hulk Hogan, having Elizabeth as their manager. Elizabeth says that she's going to be in a neutral corner for this one. She is kind of. She does try to help both of them in the final match, which we will get to later. And yeah, great hype package. You need to bring these kind of things back, build up over a year, not going against each other every single week, but just build it up. And it was great. A really good hype package. Got me well interested in the main event. We get another singles match in between, which is Andre the Giant versus Jake the Snake Roberts. This is a match that's been building up. Andre is definitely afraid, shall we say, of Damien, of snakes, and Jake the Snake definitely uses that psychology against the big man. Jake the Snake Roberts would win via DQ as DiBiase steals Damien, tries to run up the ramp. Jake chases him. Meanwhile, Andre attacks Big John Studd, who is the special guest referee assigned to this match, the only man who could keep control. Of course, Big John Studd and Andre the Giant, no strangers to each other. Big John Studd winning the I think the first ever Battle Royal at WrestleMania, WrestleMania 1, and like chucking all the... Well, actually, no, Big John Studd won. He was the good guy, he was the face, and Andre the Giant nicked his money and chucked it out into the crowd. So, yeah, referee awards the match to Jake the Snake Roberts as Andre the Giant attacks the referee. Another tag team match now in Greg the Hammer Valentine and Honky Tonk Man, who would form quite a lasting partnership, eventually turning Greg the Hammer into sort of like an Elvis impersonator like the Honky Tonk Man. They would be going against the Hart Foundation, who are newly face at WrestleMania 5, coming out to the iconic music. Right, I'm going to stop now. Hart Foundation would win after Anvil chases Jimmy Hart around the ring. Of course, he was previously the manager of the Hart Foundation. Made sense, they had the same last names. Chases Jimmy around the ring. Jimmy drops the megaphone that's made him so famous. Hitman uses it to crack Honky Tonk Man up the side of the head as Anvil chucks it into him. The referee is distracted fight with Greg the Hammer Valentine and Anvil chasing Jimmy Hart, so he doesn't see it. Bret gets rid of the megaphone. Hashtag 123. Hashtag pin for the win for the Hart Foundation. Incidentally, going into the Hall of Fame this year. Anvil, of course, passed away last year. Strangely enough, it's not the whole foundation. It's not Owen, Bulldog and Brian Pillman. Of course, there is controversy surrounding those three, but then they've put China in the Hall of Fame this year as part of D-Generation X. So why not? Why not build some of those bridges? I know probably I can understand fully about the Owen Hart thing, the negligence at work kind of thing, but bit sad that it's only Hart and Neidhart that's going in, but well deserved indeed. Both two-time Hall of Famers now. Bret Hart's in there previously, 2006 I believe, and Anvil was inducted I believe last year. So yeah, they're going in the Hall of Fame and they pick up the win in this one. We get an Intercontinental Championship match next. It is the Ultimate Warrior, the champion, going against Ravishing Rick Rude, and it would be some dirty heel tactics from the man known as Bobby the Brain Heenan. He is fantastic, such a good manager, and we have a title change. Basically what happens is that Rude is on top of the Ultimate Warrior for most of this match. Warrior does not get going. There would be an attempt at a suplex from inside to outside the ring as Warrior gains momentum in the match, where Bobby the Brain Heenan would hold down the leg of the Ultimate Warrior. Incidentally, Warrior's legs were under the ropes, so if we're going by modern standards, that would be thrown out and it wouldn't be a pin. But he holds the leg down, Warrior can't kick out, and Rude picks up the championship. He is the new Intercontinental Champion. Rude runs up the ramp with the title as Bobby the Brain is left in the ring. I think this might even lead to the Weasel Suit match with the Ultimate Warrior later down the line. But your winner in this match is Ravishing Rick Rude with a little bit of help from the Brain. The Brain does get beaten up afterwards, and Ultimate Warrior goes chasing after Rick Rude, who would disappear through the curtain very quickly at that point. Rude gets the 1-2-3 and he is your winner. We next get Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Bad News Brown. Comes down to the ring with no music. Both of these guys actually came down to the ring with no music at this point. It's a very new thing at this point in wrestling, believe it or not. And again, a double DQ after Bad News Brown uses the chair, misses a ghetto blaster, tries to use a chair. Jim Duggan picks up his 2x4 and they have like a Star Wars battle, really crap Star Wars battle in the middle of the ring. So double DQ. It would be Bobby the Brain coming out again for the next match. To be fair, Bobby the Brain got beaten up by the Ultimate Warrior and he got dropped really hard with the Gorilla Press slam thingy that the Ultimate Warrior does. And he still came out and tried to wrestle the match. It would be a missed corner charge that would win this one for the Rooster. Another very quick match, rolled up in about a minute. Red Rooster wins with a roll-up and a pin. Whew. And on to the main event now. It is the WWE Championship, the one that everyone's come out for WrestleMania 5. It is the Macho Man champion for a whole year. Macho Man Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan, with Miss Elizabeth being in a neutral corner. This match would go on quite a while. It would be very slow paced, very much favouring Hulk Hogan, but it would be Macho Man who would get most of the offence in here in this match. Macho Man at one point gets knocked out of the ring. Hulk Hogan gets cut above his eye, gets knocked out of the ring. Miss Elizabeth goes to help him up. He throws her out of the way. He just says he doesn't want to help. He says he thinks he's been betrayed by her, and ultimately the same thing happens to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan tries to throw like a dart into the post, throw Macho Man into the ring. Macho Man squirms out as Miss Elizabeth stops him from doing it. And Hulk Hogan goes into the post, splitting that eye open even more. It would be the standard win, the comeback, Macho Man in full control before Hulk Hogan kicks out of a savage elbow drop, hulks up, oof, 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 rope, big boot, leg, pin for the win. 5 moves of doom before John Cena ever did it. Hulk Hogan is your winner, and once again in the main event picks up the WWE Championship. My favourite WWE Championship, in fact, is the Winged Eagle belt. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it still trumps anything that's around today. I do like the new style championship belts, but this one was gorgeous. But your winner once again, I don't know if this is like the 3rd time Hulk Hogan's picked up the championship. I think I get the feeling it might be the 3rd time he's picked it up. He would win it five times in total, I believe. And yeah, I think this is the 3rd time he's picked it up. So your winner is Hulk Hogan. Hulk rules. Instead, I got this vest because I've got a t-shirt on underneath. Just before the allegations came out, so now that's been cleared, I can get away with wearing it again. Incidentally, I don't wear it a lot, but I thought I'd wear it for this video because it's how Hulk Hogan wins the main event, and that is everything that happened in WrestleMania 5. So once again, we thank you for joining us for this old school review, WrestleMania 5, Trump Plaza, 2nd of April 1989 in Atlantic City in New Jersey. Much better paced than WrestleMania 4. Like I say, WrestleMania 4 was a bit of a cluster bomb in terms of there's so many matches. This was the same amount of time, it took place in the same venue, but it was just better paced and more enjoyable overall. Again, not the best WrestleMania, not one that would keep me entertained fully and have my attention fully, but really it was good. It was much better than WrestleMania 4, and WrestleMania would continue to get better and better and better until WrestleMania 9, which was my first real memory of having watched a WrestleMania all the way through. Which was strange because that's the point where we started getting Sky and stuff over here. But yeah, I'd recommend you go and watch at least the last match on this card, but save yourself WrestleMania 6, which would be again much better than this. WrestleMania 7, controversial again, but it was okay. We had to cut it down, do threats, the actions of a wrestler and a character. WrestleMania 8 was fantastic up to the main event, and WrestleMania 9 bombed. It would be that point where they had the new generation. Bret Hart would carry the company as Hulk Hogan left and things like that. But yeah, it was alright. WrestleMania 5 was alright. It was okay. Like I say, not the best, but it was just okay. I'd probably give it like 2.5 stars out of 5. It was in the middle. Anyway, if you liked the video and thought that we saved you a lot of time in watching this pay-per-view, give it a thumbs up, hit a big leg on that subscription button, and a massive Randy Savage elbow on that notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you want us to review next. We've got lots of old school reviews we could do. We've got the network, so why not? Yeah, as long as we've got time, we'll do it for you. So let us know what you would like us to review. Oh, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sitting all the way through this video. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.